Welcome to Packets and Bolts podcast about technology, life, philosophy, and everything in between. It is Saturday, January 11th, 2025. It's your host, Muskrat, along with co-host Mongoose and Dub Stench.
Yo.
Tonight we review 2024 and discuss what is to come this year, 2025. The year of the snake begins on January 29th. The dragon was flashy and energetic, but the snake is mysterious and subtle. What does this mean for us? I don't know. Let's find out. Remember to email the show, packetsandbolts@gmail.com, packetsandbolts@gmail.com. Join us at Discord, Mastodon, OnlyFans. I think we're in Blue Sky now. All right. Mongoose, Dub Stench, how was your New Year's?
It was good. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, we did not get the end of the end of year show in as we thought we would, but that's all right. Lots been going on. We rang in the new year. My celebration was subtle, kind of like the snake, I guess.
Yeah, the holidays just kind of fly by.
That's okay.
You thought that was okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the holidays kind of suck.
Do they?
And now I gotta take the Christmas tree down.
You don't have to.
I thought about leaving it up, but
Just put a trash bag over it.
Just put a trash bag over until the new year.
it's not a bad idea.
Till the next Christmas. Yeah, we've got we had a bunch of stuff planned for various things, but then just kind of made I did make a goose, which was the first time I made a goose, but that was really the only
Silly goose.
thing other than twice baked potatoes, which I haven't done for a while. I think you did too as well, Mongoose.
Yep.
All right. Well, mine on all yours turned out, but mine were all right, but nothing like it was not as intricate as the last time I made them. It was more of a mashed potato recipe just shoved into potato skins and baked again. I didn't do anything special.
Well, my family fucked up the roast, so the potatoes were the highlight of the meal.
How do they mess up the roast?
My dad, he finds a way.
He's not listening right now, is he?
All right. Well, let's get some headlines in here. This is from Yahoo.com. Ohio woman mauled, killed by neighbor's pigs in horrible situation. Now, this is just this year, so this is a fresh news story.
2025.
Yes, January 6th. And this is Pataskala woman. I don't know what that city is, but anyways, any Ohio people don't get mad.
Maybe it's Pataskala.
Maybe Pataskala was mauled, killed, and partially eaten by her neighbor's pigs on Christmas Day, according to the city's police chief. Rebecca Westgard, 75, of Pataskala, died after being attacked by two pigs that were roaming near her Mink Street home. Pataskala Police Chief Bruce Brooks told the Dispatch on Monday.
Bruce Brooks.
Westergaard's niece called Pataskala police, they're saying that name too many times, at 2:47 p.m. for a welfare check after no one could reach Westergaard. She was supposed to leave her home in the 4000 block of Mink Street, where she lived alone, at 10:30 a.m. to go to her niece's home in Norton, Ohio, just outside of Akron, according to the police's incident report. She was found on her property near the house. Brooks called the case a horrible, horrible situation, but could not share much information as the case is still under investigation. Yeah, that's a little strange. But anyways, and the department will share more on her after full autopsy results are completed in 4 to 6 weeks.
Maybe the pigs were minors, too.
Yeah, they could.
How old was this woman?
75.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
The two pigs were owned by a neighbor. Brooks said he was unsure what will happen to the pigs or whether their owner will be charged criminally. So in my opinion, it doesn't sound like the pigs actually killed her. I think she was dead and the pigs ate her. That's my theory. That's just my theory.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the neighbor killed her and used the pigs to try to eat the corpse.
Exactly.
So
right, exactly.
the pigs aren't really on doing it.
No,
guilty
pigs-
of wrongdoing.
Pigs will kill.
I guess. But why would they be there just killing people?
Turf war?
We need a pig psychologist first of all, I think.
We don't need that.
But if you look back at like the Battle of Gettysburg, going back to a Civil War reference. So there was the 6th Corps, which was the Peach Orchard wheat field on day 2. there was a bloody battle there, and there were a lot of soldiers that were wounded that were eaten by hogs that were got out of their pen because of the war destroyed their pen. So they escaped and they started eating
eating
soldiers.
But they were wounded. Yeah,
but they were wounded.
Right.
So
they're just sitting there.
So I mean, but this is a 75-year-old woman, so she might have given off signals that were much like being wounded. I mean,
but the pigs are just roaming around. Come on.
And like my other comment is, are we really going to take the city police chief's statement for what it is? Because I mean, it's like pigs protecting pigs.
Right? Yeah.
Are you thinking this screams cover up? That's what I'm thinking here.
The squeals cover up.
Their own cahoots. I mean, maybe these police, maybe the police ate her. It was 2 police that were hanging out.
Yeah, these pigs were framed. Clearly, there's no doubt here.
All right. Well, anyways, if we get word, if I see any updates, we'll talk about it. But
awesome.
All right. So, also from January 6th of this year, breaking. CBS News: 13 prisoners escape after drunk detective opened cells and told inmates they were free to go.
What? I thought that happened on The Simpsons one time.
This is Zambia. Zambia police say. So the
guards all wasted. Just hey.
So 13 suspected criminals are on the loose in Zambia after a tipsy detective unlocked jail cells on New Year's Eve and told inmates they were free to go, police said Friday. The detective, in a state of intoxication, forcibly seized cell keys from Constable Sarah Benda and unlocked both the male and female cells and instructed the suspects to leave, stating they were free to cross over into the new year.
That's great.
But all but 2 of the 15 suspects in the jail at the time escaped. All but 2. When the cells were opened.
Did they try and fail, or did they just sit there?
Or they just like, I'm not going to do this.
This is a setup.
They didn't want to cross into the new year.
Yeah, right.
2024 was so great. We got arrested.
The suspects remain fugitives, police spokesman Ray Hamunga told AFP Friday. Many of the suspects face charges for serious crimes, including assault, theft, and burglary. Allowing them to remain at large may pose a significant risk to public safety. The detective fled the scene, but was arrested soon after. I don't know what's going on.
But was eaten by 2 rogue pigs later on.
By now, those 13 escapees are in the United States.
From Zambia. All right. This is another news story from this year, right? I don't have a date, but 6 days ago, I guess. This is MSN.com. Horror moment. Texas rapper Tulo accidentally fires gun in pocket during live interview. We're not going to go over the details, although some think it's a publicity stunt and it was like a blank or something. The odds that it didn't hurt anyone is what's weird. Like, it doesn't seem like anyone got injured. I don't know.
Well, why couldn't you fire a gun off in your pocket and nobody get injured? That seems plausible.
I mean, it's right next to you.
Well,
he's sitting down. Like, look at the angle. He's wearing these like tight pants. And it's like really stupid. It's in his pocket. It's like the weirdest. I don't know, man.
Well, it'd be in line with your leg. You wouldn't, actually,
if it's all pointing correctly. But yeah, I mean, you're sitting next to a person.
Yeah, he wasn't appendix carrying. He had it in his pocket, so it's probably hanging off. He's got those big gangster pants.
We need to reenact this to really understand.
He had tight jeans. He had skinny jeans. That's what's weird.
No, they don't.
Those
There's
are
a
tight.
Picture right there. No,
those are tight.
Maybe he had a pocket holster.
Anyways,
so like hipster jeans are designed to like.
I will just say once again, don't keep a gun with a chambered round on you.
Disagree.
All right.
If you understand firearm safety, that should never happen, chambered round or not.
Well, listen, it's happened a lot. All right. Kiro7.com. This is from January 17th of last year. The Year of the Dragon. Well, it's still technically the Year of the Dragon until the 19th. But man accused of digging up neighbor's yard believed they were pirates.
Wait, so, the man doing the digging thought?
He thought the neighbors were pirates.
So they got the gold, the treasure.
A man is facing charges after he started digging up his neighbor's front yard. Why the front yard? In Ledyard, Connecticut. The police department said that they received a call on Saturday just after 10 a.m., and the caller reported that the neighbor dug up her front yard with a rock rake, according to WSFB. The neighbor also refused to leave. So when officers arrived, they learned that Mark Alterstad, 62, went onto the caller's property because he believed that he owned the neighborhood. according to the news outlet. He also allegedly believed that the caller's family were pirates. So he thought he owned the neighborhood and that these people were pirates. So I'm assuming they had buried treasure is what he was thinking. Mm-hmm.
That's the logical conclusion.
Yeah.
But you say he was digging with a rock rake?
Yeah, now what is that? That's what I thought.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to do much.
Yeah, you're going to be just kind of scuffing the ground
He's
up.
trying to sift it. There might have been gold doubloons scattered. So.
Yeah.
Let's just right under the sod.
He was arrested and charged with risk of injury, second-degree threatening, fourth-degree criminal mischief. I didn't know there was a fourth degree. Breach of peace and simple trespass.
Criminal mischief is kind of like a charge for... We can't figure out something to actually charge you with, but you're pissing people off. We want you to stop.
Felony landscaping.
All right.
Aggressive landscaping.
I didn't know there was second-degree threatening, too. Like, I thought it was pretty cut and dry whether you were threatening or not, but... All right. Jeez, things are getting weird.
Awesome.
That was the year of the dragon. We'll see what the snake brings. All right, so... Employee is accused of stabbing company president during staff meeting December 19th, 2024. And this is according to, well, this is on suggest.com. A Michigan man is in police custody this week after repeatedly stabbing his boss. Local news outlet identified Nathan Mahoney, 32, as the man who allegedly stabbed his boss, Eric Denslow, during a staff meeting on Tuesday. The incident occurred when Denslow and Mahoney were in a meeting with around 8 to 10 people, 8 to 10 other people at Anderson Express. The company is an automotive supply manufacturer in Muskegon, Michigan. I don't know, is that upper Michigan or lower? Reports that officials, WZZM 13 reports that officials have stated that Mahoney got up and briefly left the meeting before returning and stabbing Denslow in his side. Mahoney then reportedly fled in his vehicle before being apprehended by the Muskegon County Sheriff's Office. He is being charged with assault with intent to commit murder and fourth-degree fleeing. Fourth-degree fleeing, eluding a police officer. What is up with all these fourth-degree charges? I didn't know fourth degree was a thing.
It's 2025, man.
I don't know, but that guy did the quiet part out loud. I mean, we've all thought about stabbing.
No, dude, that's not really.
See, this is why I keep a computer and a internet distance away from the people I work
That's why
with.
we need to have
That's why I work
a
remote.
side conversation here.
Some have speculated that Mahoney's alleged crime was a copycat attack from the what's his name?
The movie Titanic.
The healthcare guy that got it.
That was a gun.
I know that. I don't think this is a copycat.
That's
I think
a stretch, man.
I think the guy just got just flipped out. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was happening behind the scenes, but
So what happened to the guy? Did he die?
no, he's in surgery. He went under surgery. He's fine. I mean, I don't know if he's fine.
It's like you had one job and you
Stabbed.
can't do that properly either. Jeez, like, if I were the guy who got stabbed, I'd fire him. I'm like, you suck at your job and you can't even stab right.
The loser horn just jeez. All
By
right.
the way, Muskegon is directly across Lake Michigan.
It's Lower Michigan then.
mainland Lower Michigan. Yeah.
No. Oh. This might come into play for this next one.
Okay.
It's about 45 kilometers from Grand Rapids.
Oh, okay. All right. Kilometers. Come on, man. We're not
No,
Britain.
come on. It's about time we get to the metric system.
We're going to pave the way.
All right. So Newsweek.com, Haley Walsh, that's a crypto project sued over Haktua meme coin. So this chick went like 0 to 60 con artist in like no time. Is she still? This was from December 19th. Is she still unknown where she?
Yeah,
No.
I heard she went to hiding.
No, they saw her on a beach or something, but
I saw her on the beach. And one time I saw a blimp.
no, she's resurfaced.
Oh. So I can't believe people invested in her stupid meme coin, and some people put their savings into this. What is going on, people?
I guess all you got to do is talk about certain topics.
You become
and
internet
you're
famous.
Very influential.
And you can start a meme coin and become rich, and then defraud people, allegedly.
Yeah, I think the what's the federal
SEC.
the SEC.
I don't think they cover crypto.
Federal Reserve.
I think this is just straight up fraud from a different perspective. I don't know.
They're gonna get her somehow.
Yeah, was she in a beach in America or somewhere else?
I think somewhere else. I doubt she comes back.
That's the thing, yeah.
I heard she was at a Diddy party too.
Yeah, she probably got diddied. She's been diddled all over. All right. December 17th, 24, Yahoo.com, Green Bay man named D's Nuts sentenced to 1 year of probation, absolute sobriety after what was his number of DUIs. I think we talked about him before, but he
was on a couple of years ago on the news stories. We talked about D's Nuts.
Yeah, but he got sentenced, and what was his? Didn't he have like 6? I don't know how many
Was
DUIs.
it DUIs or was this the guy who was banging horses?
I don't think that was D's. I remember that guy.
D's Nuts Kroll.
So D's Nuts Kroll had his battery charge dismissed, which is interesting, despite it being read in court. However, he was found guilty due to a no contest plea of using a dangerous weapon. Okay, so assault, battery dismissed, but dangerous weapon use. Okay. Anyways, and then he was sentenced.
Year of probation.
Multiple actions, though. I sort of told about his how many DUIs he had. I thought that's why he got it, but I don't see the DUIs on here. He also must submit DNA sample, so who knows what'll happen after that? These nuts might come up all over the place.
Do they take attendance in the AODA programs in the classes?
I would think so if you're sentenced.
Yeah.
Muskrat, Dubstank, D's Nuts.
D's
Nuts here.
Those were D's.
Anybody seen D's Nuts?
Nuts? D's?
They're just gonna say Mr. Kroll. I bet they're gonna refuse to call him that
Bueller?
because he changed his name right to D's.
It's legally it's his name.
I know that. Please call me by my.
Yeah.
There's another guy who had his name legally changed to, what was it, like 3 arrows all pointing inward to like a smiley
Whatever.
face. But the only thing is you can't use that on like loan documents and things like that. The judge ruled, but otherwise it's on his ID. But yeah, it's like 3 arrows pointing inward to like a smiley face.
So there's no rule to use the English language for a name.
No, you can use like
Symbols?
You can use ASCII characters and stuff too. I guess that's fine.
It doesn't have to be Unicode. It can be any.
All right. So from what I remember, D's Nuts changed his name to D's Nuts, and
No, that's his natural Christian name.
I like how it says the 43-year-old Green Bay man with a unique name was officially sentenced on Monday. All right,
Come
so
on, we all know somebody named D.
so he's got to be absolutely sober for a year. We'll see how.
Mr. Mrs.
Good
Nuts will
luck.
be proud.
Good luck to D's Nuts if you're listening. Write the show, Packets and Bolts, and email at gmail.com. All right. Let's see here. This is from December 16th. And now we're going to go through this one. All right. So this was December 14th, 2024. WSAW-TV, which I believe is this Wausau. But anyways, Portland, Oregon, a Portland man is recovering after being stabbed by a stripper in the back 4 times this past weekend.
Was it Randall J. Hartwell?
And the quote is, like she was possessed by a demon. DJ hospitalized after being stabbed by stripper. That's not a laughing matter. You know, we shouldn't be laughing at other people's misery.
Who said she was miserable?
Duncan Allen has worked as a DJ at Casa Diablo. Whoa, she worked at Casa Diablo, vegan strip club? How do you have a vegan strip club?
Well, let me tell you.
For over a decade.
Yeah, that translates as House of the Vegetarian Devil.
And said he's seen a thing or two during that time. However, never did he think he would leave work in an ambulance with stab wounds. I was on my computer getting some songs ready, and next thing I know, I felt like a 500-pound man punched me in the back as hard as humanly possible.
500-pound man punched you.
Is this a dig at the stripper, or was this a big woman? I don't know.
No, people that get stabbed report that's how it feels like.
Really? Okay. So I turn around expecting there to be a huge dude about to fight me, and it was her, a dancer, and she was standing there holding a knife. As shocked as he was, Alan knew he had to stay calm. I still didn't know I had been stabbed at this point. Then I took a breath in and realized my lung had collapsed. Oh, that would suck. That would suck. First responders were called to the scene. Alan said paramedics told him he was just minutes away from drowning in his own blood that was filling his lung. Allen said he is still wondering why the dancer attacked him completely unprovoked.
He probably threw a bunch of quarters on stage.
She was always a little off, but she never exhibited signs of violent tendencies. Zulki said, who's the owner, Diablo's owner. She definitely had a she definitely had a mental health crisis. I think she had intended to kill someone, and it just happened to be Duncan.
She also had a knife.
And when I think about it, when she was in the dressing room for about 10 minutes, she seemed like she was possessed by a demon.
So this is not uncommon.
Of strippers or
Years ago, there was a strip club near here. It's since closed, but I went there with a few people, and we got there. There was one stripper there, and everybody was on eggs, and there was like nobody else in the place. And we asked them what was going on, and the stripper, who was reluctant to strip, but she was the only one left, she said that another stripper had been shooting heroin, woke up, and started chasing people around with a knife. And the cops got called. They took her away, and the rest of the strippers didn't want to work anymore because they were all freaked out.
Yeah.
She was
Well,
the
unless
only
they're
one
doing
left.
heroin and have knives, it should be fine. It should be more money for them, right?
But it was
screams-
it wasn't
that
much
screams cover
fun, because it was just very odd though. So that was the
so you had a
What's the
stripper to
change?
yourself.
we did, but she wasn't very good looking, and she didn't want to strip. She was just kind of freaked out.
Did you brandish a knife?
All right. Well, in light of the United Healthcare and the fact that our whole health system is falling apart, the protest songs are coming back, which good thing for independent music. Jesse Wells eviscerates United Healthcare in new protest song. It was RollingStone.com. The buzzy songwriter tells the story of corporate healthcare in a John Prine-like ballad. So if you haven't heard it, it's a pretty good one. But it's I think it's called United Healthcare. We're not going to play it on here, obviously, because of issues, copyright. But yeah, check it out. It's a good song. And Jesse Wells is coming to Madison. I'm not sure when, but High Noon Saloon, I think. So I got to try to get
That's
some.
the peak of creativity,
try to get
naming
some
your song
tickets.
"United Healthcare" about the United Healthcare.
I'm not sure if it's called that. We'll have to see. I don't remember. All right, and let's see here. Did we cover this? No, I guess not. What year? This is 2024 December. Man, it's been too long because this happened a while ago, and I think everyone knows this story. But U.S. officials urge Americans to use encrypted apps amid unprecedented cyber attack. Now, the thing is, they're worried about China, but everyone should be aware that all the governments are spying on all your stuff. So America, China, anyone that can get a hold of it will try to get a hold of it. Encrypted apps can help a little bit. But of course, if the company's in the pockets of the government, they're going to share any data they have. If you have end-to-end encryption, you might be a little safer if they don't have your device under their control, which is another whole bag of worms. But anyways, that's what the government is telling you because they're trying to ramp up. I think my 2025 prediction is we're going to see a full court press on fear-mongering China and Russia. So we've already started to see it, but
Amongst other things.
yeah, yes. All right. WISN.com, and this is from, this is November 27th, 2024. Milwaukee bar shuts down after chickens and cocaine found inside. Chickens and cocaine. Two great things that go great together.
Figure looking good.
After closing Tuesday night, owner Ruben Albanil Coyote Tavern, whatever, I don't know. Coyotes Tavern, whatever. License was permanently revoked. He's operated the bar on 12th Street and National Ave in Milwaukee for 9 years. He explained Wednesday that he's still concerned about an ongoing Milwaukee police investigation stemming from shots fired incident there in October. At a Milwaukee Common Council meeting earlier this month, police discussed the October 18th incident. Officers recovered cocaine, drug paraphernalia, suspected drug sales ledger, 9mm cartridges. Chickens were also located in the basement of the tavern, said the officer reading from a police report. So there you go. Chickens and coke. It sounds like a place.
It's like chicken and waffles.
Yeah, exactly. But better. All right. Maker of beloved snacks files for bankruptcy. This is November 25th, 2024. And this is who's the maker? So I hate stories that start out with a big long. Well, it's an ad and a whole like story behind stuff, but not telling you what the damn company is. Anyways, retail chain and restaurants have been struggling recently, like Big Lots, Red Lobster, blah blah blah. All of this is superfluous to this information. Here we go. Hearthside Food Solutions, a contract manufacturer and producer of tons of foods for big brands, filed for Chapter 11 on Friday. The decision came after the company faced allegations of child labor following a New York Times article that alleged migrant children worked in unsafe conditions making chewy granola bars and packaging bags of Lucky Charms and Cheetos at Hearthside's processing plant in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
That's why they're so good.
So there we go. It's the 1900s all over again. We got child labor. We got everything happening.
You mentioned Red Lobster. I think we should do kind of like an on-site investigation. Let's go to Red Lobster, do our podcast.
We should.
During Endless Shrimp.
And
see what the hell's going on there.
I think they did away with Endless Shrimp now.
Yeah, because I think they did. Yeah, that whole thing was a disaster waiting to happen with the private equity firm that bought them.
But the Cheddar Bay biscuits, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, those are great. There's copycat recipes out there. I
made them before. They're not hard to make.
Okay. All right, I'll have to try it. Are they good? Homemade?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if I've ever been to a Red Lobster.
Really?
What?
Jeez.
Oh, you missed the Endless Shrimp thing. We just go there and like pound weird fruity drinks and smash shrimp so you can't. They have to roll you out of the place. It's awesome.
Shrimp. All right.
And white wine.
And white wine. All right. Well, this is also a November 25th, 2024 story from EADaily.com. NATO is discussing the possibility of preventive strikes against Russia. Now, of course, that whole thing's kind of going to ramp up, and we'll see what happens with the new administration. But they're trying everything. All right. Now, what else we got here?
What else you got?
Pokemon. Well, this is old news, and I don't know if we want to cover it, but I felt like we should. That there was a theory that Pokemon Go was an intelligence tool, and its new data has resurfaced that pretty much shows it was. Although people might want to argue the merits of the report, but I'm just saying, just go out there and look around. Anything that can be used to spy on you will be used.
Well, that's why I put down on my LinkedIn that I'm a CIA geosurvey technician.
All right.
Resume builder.
Fortune.com. If anyone's following this guy, the tech millionaire who spends $2 million a year to live forever looks unrecognizable after anti-aging procedure. So Brian Johnson, the guy that's like, done a whole bunch of weird ass shit, he decided to get like fat injections because people were saying he looked too gaunt. And so he didn't have fat on himself. Usually they take fat from one part of your body and put it in your face. So they took some fat from someone. And if you look at the pictures, I mean, he flared up and just looked like shit.
Oh, yeah, big time.
And I don't know what... Carrot Top picture.
Right?
Mongoose over there. And that kind of is what he looks like if you can find the pictures. But I don't know what he looks like after the inflammation went down. I don't know if it's normalized, but it looked pretty bad. He also, I found out another story that it's more recent, and I didn't pull it up, but if someone can find it, he decided because of one stupid study saying that a drug that's used for like organ rejection therapy, like to prevent you from rejecting your organs. There was one study that said it seemed to extend lifespan of some trial rats or mice. He decided to go on this drug, and he went on the most aggressive form. So he didn't even just do low doses. He took like insane
Balls
shit,
to the wall.
and he thinks that it has caused him to age prematurely.
Yikes.
It's a immune suppressor. So why would anyone trying to live forever take an immune suppressor? This guy is insane.
Awesome.
Someone needs to stop him. But like they gotta protect him from himself.
He's not hurting anybody, just himself.
Yeah, he needs a wellness check. All right.
He's there.
And I think the last one that I've got here is another one from November 14th, 2024. FoxBusiness.com. Person in bear costume attacks luxury cars in insurance scam. California insurers say.
Whoa. You have to come again with that one.
Yeah, video footage provided to insurance companies shows a bear getting inside 3 vehicles and moving around inside before leaving. So I believe they're trying to say that he was attempting to claim bear attack, but it was a person wearing a bear suit is what is alleged.
It's a pretty big charge to be leveraged at somebody.
You look at the picture of the bear suits, the metal claws.
It's like Wolverine.
So yeah, this is really interesting. I've never thought about this, but it's creative.
Yeah, that's a good one. Points for creativity.
But I guess what are you hoping to? So you're ruining the car to get money because you don't care about the car and you just want to get the cash, or?
Well, if you got like full coverage, like that could make it totaled.
It's a luxury car, so the amount of money they get, and they wouldn't be required to relinquish the car, so they get it fixed for cheap.
Yeah,
sure.
Go to the junkyard and get new
And
seats.
pocket the cash.
Yeah.
Are you really going to get that much money for this?
Yeah, you can if you start messing around with insurance, like car insurance company.
If you're talking about an $80,000 car,
Yeah, if you don't care, like wreck the leather seats, like go to the junkyard, get new ones for them.
if the amount of damage, I mean, it depends.
If you're fine with it, like you don't want to get it fixed.
So I want to know how did the investigation lead to this, and why was the bear costume sitting in the guy's
Well, an
house?
insurance company's already going to push back. So like
They got a private investigator, I'm assuming, but you guys gotta put your bear costume somewhere else.
yeah, having a bear costume in a scenario like that is, I will admit, is awfully incriminating.
Of course, they have to prove that the bear costume was the one used and not a bear.
That's the burden of proof is on them.
Circumstantial that somebody just has a bear costume.
Like what? Like
It is circumstantial.
where's your bear costume?
So this was a 2010 Rolls-Royce Ghost. So I'm assuming that's I know Rolls-Royce are expensive. I don't know what 2010. Those claims involved 2 different vehicles: a 2025 Mercedes G63 AMG and a 2022 Mercedes E350.
The base MSRP for a 2010 Rolls-Royce Ghost was $245,000.
Now? Oh no, when you bought it. Okay, but not. I don't know what it's worth now. But
Just suffice to say that they're very expensive. A used one goes for $80,000. Which
Well, they
is
get
what
garbage gas mileage. 13 city, 20 highway.
I would have.
Oh, look at that sled.
Wow.
You can like stand up in it. It's like the SS car.
Oh wow. All right. Yeah. So that is the headlines. 2025. January 11th. It is Saturday. Packets and Bolts. We're going to take a short break. Email the show, packetsandbolts@gmail.com. Packetsandbolts@gmail.com. We'll be right back.
Hank Carlson here, proprietor of Baked Beans and Books and Furries Wear Boots. Did you ever wonder how many bites it would take to get to the bottom of a giant vat of baked beans? Well, I tried it once, but all the beans kept collapsing in on the hole I was making. I ate the whole vat. Stop on down to Baked Beans and Books to get yourself a heaping handful of baked beans and peruse the selection of books. While you're at it, stop at Furries Wear Boots. 11111 State Street, Madison, Wisconsin. Baked Beans and Books. When books just aren't enough.
And we're back. It is Saturday, January 11th, 2025. Packetsandbolts@gmail.com. Packetsandbolts@gmail.com. Email the show. Follow us on Instagram, OnlyFans, whatever else we got going on. Find our Patreon, and don't forget the Packets and Bolts VPN special 2025 sale. We've talked about it before. Actually, we should do a whole show on that because the misunderstandings of VPN technology. But right now we're gonna get into the groove here. Now we pre-mixed this drink because once again we don't have a mixing station. Someday when we get our new studio, we'll have it all right here with a mixing mic and everything. All right, we're gonna have this is called a Boulevardier, I believe, if Mongoose read it right. And it's bourbon or rye. We chose rye today. Campari and sweet vermouth. Now you're supposed to garnish with, I think, an orange peel, but we don't have that.
Oh, we did.
It tastes a little weird.
Oh well, we don't have it here right now at this time. Salute.
You didn't see my oranges.
Oh, we need to take a break and cut some more.
It's a little, yeah. It's a little stiff. And if you don't like Campari, then you probably won't like this. But I also probably used the wrong sweet vermouth because I didn't have my my standby.
It's got Capri Sun.
Capri Sun. But it's good. It's good once you get past that initial Campari, which you have to like Campari. But all right, well that tastes good. That tastes good to me. That's 2024 first sip of bourbon / rye for me, as far as I'm aware. I've been on a tequila kick, as you know. I'm addicted to margaritas, especially when I make them, or a skilled bartender.
Or the golden margarita from the other night.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, there's good margaritas out there, and then there's bad margaritas. It's a simple drink. But if you mess it up. All right. We're going to read some emails quick before we get into the 2024 review. All right. So, first email comes from Nami. Do you think the drones are military or foreign? Mongoose Dubsench. We didn't cover it in the headlines, but the what was it? Jersey drones? The Jersey drones?
Now, are we talking like the actual drones with the
whatever they were in the air
with the anti-collision lights on them, or are we talking about the weird orbs that are also showing
yes,
up?
there was both.
Yeah.
So we don't know what they mean.
Now,
but let's just go by unidentified objects.
Now, I've heard that somebody misplaced some sort of important piece of nuclear material, and they're cruising around scanning for gamma rays.
Oh, well,
trying to find that.
Yeah, that'll happen.
That's a big deal. But I personally think whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen before the 20th here.
Before this month?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to be a hand a shit show off the Trump kind of thing. I suspect.
So the drones might have been just looking for things. What about the orbs? You think what do we think those are?
So there's been a lot of reports of people have tried to fly in their own personal drones up to them. Full battery. Everything ready to go. Get close to it. They get an error on the screen. Low battery. And the drone drops out of the sky.
Oh, which we've seen electromagnetic phenomenon from things like that in the past.
Well, newer drones have to have what's called an RFID chip in them, and that would like if you got the bright idea to like take a drone and fly it over like O'Hare's runways and stuff. Tower could see it. They could either drop it, take control of it, or force it to return to home.
Yeah, that's
back
like
to
jamming.
You and follow you and then go.
They can also jam.
Yep.
But draining your battery is not normal.
No, that's not typically normal. But dropping it out of the sky or crashing it on you is, but then it usually kind of follows up with
to be expected
with an FAA fine.
Yeah.
And then, as far as the drones, there was a mysterious email that supposedly the Trump Hotel Cybertruck explosion.
Yeah.
That guy apparently sent it the day before.
Okay.
And he sent it to multiple people. One of them was a guy who runs a government military whistleblower type. But it was on the Sean Ryan podcast. So I'm looking at the email.
All right.
And he says, in case I do not make it to my decision point or onto the Mexican border, I am sending this now. Please do not release this until January 1st and keep my identity private until then. First off, I am not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2008 black Ford Mustang V6 for verification.
The hell's that got to do with shit?
Well, so there's more to it, right? But
sure.
But that's what he says in the email.
Yeah.
He says, what we have been seeing with drones is the operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered aircraft by most recently China on the East Coast, but throughout history of the U.S. Only we in China had this capability. Our OPSEN location for this activity, he provided that, so you can find it on the map. China has been launching them from the Atlantic from submarines for years,
What?
but this activity recently has picked up. As of now, it's just a show of force, and they are using it similar to how they used the balloon for SIGINT and ISR, which are also part of the integrated comm system. There are dozens of these balloons in the air at any given time. So he's saying that the balloons are still up there.
Well, why
The balloons
not
are
shooting these things down? Like shoot
So-
them down.
So first off, I don't believe that it's only us in China. If this technology is in human hands, Russia's got it too, and maybe some
Every
other-
country that's got it except for like Zimbabwe.
only Zimbabwe doesn't have it.
Right.
Oh, it's all speculation, right? I'm just saying what this email says.
Yeah.
Says, but he says the so what is because of the speed and stealth of these unmanned aircraft. They are the most dangerous threat to national security that has ever existed. They basically have an unlimited payload capacity and can park it over the White House if they wanted. It's checkmate.
Oh, yeah.
U.S. government needs to give the history of this, how we are employing it and weaponizing it, how China is employing them, and what the way forward is. China is poised to attack anywhere in the East Coast. I've been following for over a week now from likely Homeland or FBI, and they are looking to move on me and are unlikely to going to let me cross into Mexico, but won't because they know I am armed and have a massive VBIED, which maybe was the Cybertruck. I've been trying to maintain a very visible profile and have kept my phone, and they are definitely digitally tracking me. So he goes on and he says more stuff like that. But basically what they speculate is this guy might still be alive. He might have faked his death. And he maybe drove it up in front of the Trump Hotel and exploded in the Cybertruck to try to draw attention to this, what he believes is a massive threat to national security. And if we don't do something about it now, his checkmate game over World War III is on the verge.
So here's my problem with all that. So if it was another country, why would they let their drones like have like their anti-collision lights on? 'Cause
Well,
you-
that's the drones. We're talking about the non-drone drones.
the weird orbs that
or whatever, yeah.
that duplicate and then all of a sudden vanish or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
go
yeah.
flying off like
The
a
actual
zillion miles an hour.
UFOs.
Yeah, because they've had multiple law enforcement agencies fly their own drones up there, and these people, like the sheriff, there's a sheriff who was saying that we flew our shit up there, and it's not like a home, like it's an industrial strength law enforcement drone, and as soon as they got close, the thing just disappeared. Like,
Right. It's not.
Yeah.
And if it was like a legit drone, it should like local airports, their towers should be able to take control of that thing and down it, or see who at least it's registered to. Now, people can build their own drones,
Oh yeah.
build their own kits, so they don't have
The
that
technology's out there.
But you can't take one of these things down. Like I don't care how big it is, they're not flying like 100 miles an hour.
Right. All right. Sammy writes, and we'll get into the drones more in a bit, but it's part of the year wrap up because I think it started in like towards the end of the late last year and when Sammy writes, come to Chicago and record live. Well, Sammy, you got to give us more details than that.
Yeah.
Do you have a place for us?
Where? Why?
I love Chicago, but all right. Sarge writes,
Sarge.
it's been a while, and this fits with what we were just talking about. It's been a while since you discussed the UFOs. Every so many months it comes back in the news, but no real revelations. What's going on? Well, Sarge, we don't know. I doubt we'll ever know. Maybe 2025, the year of the snakes, the year we find out.
Should we dedicate like a deep dive into it?
Well,
I think there's going to be a lot more prominent news topics about it this year, but
what's interesting is you say April or January 20th, and I just realized the year of the snake starts on the 19th.
what?
Oh my goodness.
I'm not entirely sure we make it unscathed to Inauguration Day here.
No, something's going to happen.
Some-
Some weird
I
nonsense
think
is going to happen.
something big's going to happen in the next 9
Like
days.
Dennis Rodman's going to explode on top of Trump Tower or something.
Dennis Rodman. All right. Well, so the whole UFO thing, if you ask me, we've got multiple things going on. We've got the real phenomenon, which we don't know what it is. It could be entities that have been here forever on Earth. It could be extraterrestrial. We don't know. Then we've got the military secret technology, which
Project
they are
Bluebeam.
they're gonna fake an alien invasion at some point. Maybe the year of the snakes, the year they do it. I don't know.
Well, look at what Reagan had made a speech years ago saying, hey, like I picture a world without borders and everybody unites against an extraterrestrial threat.
Yeah,
like, that's very specific, which very also kind of points to setting up for one world order if you're into that kind of thing.
They've been priming us for a while.
So wait for one of these drones to attack. And then shit's going to be on.
Yeah, because the terrorist aspect is losing its effectiveness. But they keep trying it.
Nobody cares about terrorists anymore. It's all about Ukraine and UFOs.
Yeah, they're seeing through all of
and Diddy.
The Ukraine's got them upset too because the people aren't supporting continued Ukraine efforts, but they keep sending money over there. So,
well, that could be a whole thing too. I was just actually listening to this documentary about Putin, and they were talking about how when the whole Ukraine thing started, the whole thing was just to demilitarize and disarm Ukraine.
Yeah.
And what have we been doing?
Well, yeah, we've been pushing them.
Giving them all
it's
the
a proxy war.
So we're definitely not Russia's friend. And I don't know how good of a position that is to be these days.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks. Write the show, packetsofbolts@gmail.com, packetsofbolts@gmail.com. Yeah, going back into the year in review. So 2024 was a mild-mannered year until everything went crazy towards the end. We laughed, we cried. We had ups and downs. What was your biggest other than the Bears, totally falling apart, which was proved out last year? What else can we take from 2024?
You can't count the Bears win. That's this year.
Well, I mean, it was the 2024 season. So they did beat the Packers, and they should have beat the Packers the first time. So, I mean, that's what I take from 2024 is the Packers are overrated.
So what's your 2025 prediction on the playoffs tomorrow?
Well, I mean, they had playoff games today.
I know, but the Packers are tomorrow.
Yeah, they're going to lose.
You think so?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You think you think so?
Yeah, they're playing the Eagles.
All right.
They're going to get dominated.
No, that's gonna be one of those like NFL like drag the game out as long as possible so we can have more commercials and make some more money kind of games.
Yeah, what happens if they win, Mongoose? What do you do then?
It's not going to happen.
All right.
You see,
Mongoose the Seer says
you heard it here first. Mongoose says that the Packers are out in the wild card round.
Can we review some past episodes and see how many football predictions he's
will have to have we also have to revisit Mongoose's predictions, which had mixed results last we checked, but it's been 2 years, I think, now. We got to check. All right. What else happened? We talked about Dare last year. That was a great episode. The solar eclipse happened. I forgot about that. I was there.
Yeah.
I was there.
That was supposed to be the end of it all.
I was down in Indiana watching. The Juniper acquisition, did that go through? Did that get approved? I have to go look that up.
Juniper
was being acquired by HP?
Yeah, really? That happened.
Yeah.
Huh.
Did it get approved? It's ridiculous, but okay.
Yeah, HP. Actually, the closing is early this year, so it hasn't closed yet.
We'll see if that
$14 billion acquisition.
So it could still go all wrong yet.
Yeah. All right. I went down to Roswell. My road trip. Also, probably my highlight for me personally this year was the road trip because driving up to California
like run
was
thing
amazing.
at the guard shack and
no, there was no. This is Roswell, not Area 50. What is it?
Area 51, which is outside of Roswell.
Yeah. Well, it's you'd have to go quite a ways to get to what is it, Groom Lake or whatever. Groomers Lake.
That's different.
Groomers Lake. Do the Naruto is that what you're talking about, the Naruto run?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Roswell trip. We had a good time this year. But looking on, and we made bagels. We made bagels this year. We'll continue to make bagels in 2025 as long as the world lasts.
And Cincinnati's cool with it.
In Muskrat, aren't you opening up a business this year?
Well, we'd like to see that, but we don't know. But the biggest business we need to talk about again is the Packets and Bolts VPN. Now, for all those people with VPNs, we got to realize that they're mostly a ripoff. And if you're just trying to protect yourself from the service provider, then the VPN can work. But other than that, you have to trust your VPN provider because they could be sniffing all of your traffic unencrypted. Well, your TLS is still going to get inside the tunnel. That's fine. But what I'm saying is, if you think it's proof against anything you're doing, that's stupid. Also, what's funny, if you're using a VPN, you're trying to be anonymous, people. I'm just going to give you a little tip. If you sign into your VPN and then you log into Facebook or other things, you will immediately be flagged as you. So if you're trying to be anonymous, don't sign into things, whether you're using a VPN or Tor, whatever you're doing.
Should I SSH back into my own computer?
Yes, you could loop it around.
Now, why should
it's called the
people
network
use the
reach around?
packets in Bolt's VPN? What differentiates us?
Well, in our mythical,
Wait, we've got our own VPN offering.
in our
We won't sniff your traffic because we're more interested in sniffing
our fingers.
our fingers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not watching your shit because we don't care.
yeah. So in our mythical service offering, our VPN would be the most robust and secure VPN. Obviously, if we got subpoenaed, we'd have to give up your keys. But other than that, your keys would be safe.
Yeah, who wouldn't though?
Of course, we have yet to launch our VPN service, but
Forthcoming.
but it is a nice to have.
Predictions for 2026.
Yeah, we're crowdfunding it right now. So send us lots of money,
Yep,
and maybe
yep.
we'll develop.
We'll send you a cloth doily with somebody's picture on
I
it.
totally forgot to put that article in the paper, but to be cautious on VPNs, there was a free VPN provider that's resold your bandwidth, basically. Resells home bandwidth. Let's see if I can find it by that. I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was free, and you could be using anyone's. You become part of this quote, kind of quasi decentralized thing where you could use anyone's exit node, right? But they could use yours.
VPN.
They could use yours too. So they sold the to other businesses or something to come through your private connection, your personal connection, to then be like looking like you were coming from normal IPs
So
and stuff.
they rent out your VPN tunnel to other entities.
Basically, your exit point. I can't remember what it was. Oh, I should have.
It's probably somewhere in the terms of service too.
I know that we can use your bandwidth. So I can't remember what it was, and I did a quick search, but I couldn't find it. But if I can find it, otherwise we'll talk about it next time. But here it is. Is it Hola? HOLA VPN sells users bandwidth. Founder confirms. So Hola VPN. So there's the other thing about Packets and Bolts VPN. We would not resell your bandwidth.
No, we wouldn't do that if we knew how to do that.
Oh, what about so right now we got raging wildfires in California.
Oh yes, that's a 2025. What's the
Yes.
prediction there? Some say that it was caused by nefarious means.
Well,
Some
do
say
you think?
Hollywood's going to burn.
So they had multiple fires start at the same time. Do you think that's just coincidence?
well,
There's
there's
three simultaneous start points.
so I haven't looked into it, but there's supposedly videos out there showing wires arcing for like no reason. There's no branches. Like
Or
they
lasers.
They try to say that branches blew into it, but these videos are just showing these wires randomly arcing. And you can. I was just listening to this whole thing. You can like make the power poles arc. So then, like,
solar flare
it's
could do
it's
that
going to be no way to find it. Yes, solar flare is good, and that's one thing. They were trying to blame it on the power company purposely making this happen. But we have had increased solar activity. So are we seeing that? And if we have the big one, we could lose our whole modern society. Just saying. Just saying.
Well, there we go. We all lose our jobs, and
I'm fine with that.
That's chaos. Chaos. That's all I'm saying. Now, it could be nefarious. It could be solar. I don't know.
I don't think it's solar. I think it's nefarious.
Yeah, because this is like a Hawaii thing, right? They're burning everything down.
Yeah, and I don't think Hawaii was a coincidence either.
All right. Yeah.
well, there they saw like beams coming down from the air, right?
Well-
like starting these fires.
Well, that's what some people say, and then others will tell
say.
you. Others will tell you that there are those being shot from space all the time doing like mapping, and so that's what they're trying to tell you
I
that
don't
those
see-
were.
I don't buy that mapping thing because you see that everywhere.
The question
Everybody would
is,
see that.
what are they going to rebuild on the
Yeah,
on
and
the,
if they steal the
in
people.
areas of destruction? Because in Hawaii, they gated off all the destroyed areas, and now they're not letting on to what
They're trying to do
building.
land grabs.
Yeah.
That was the theory. I don't know what's the outcome yet. Yeah, you know what's funny about that? That was in what area? What was the
Lahaina.
Yeah, but what's the more known name?
Honolulu.
No.
Was it Maui?
Maui, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think if it's the one I'm thinking about, they had within the last several years, and let's say 5 years, 3 years, I don't know, the people had successfully taken over the city council and started to pass pro regular people ordinances and shit. And then this happens. I'm just saying, because they had kicked out the big business interests from the grips of the council. And then this happened. I'm just saying.
Well, if you look over the last few years, okay, you had Hawaii, right? And this is not chronological. You also had the mysterious wildfires in Canada.
That's been
a year
going
or
on.
two ago.
Still probably going on, right? They're still burning.
That were, yeah, maybe. But those were mysterious, and they were releasing all sorts of bad chemicals into the air. Right on the, not far off from that time they had that bad chemical train wreck out in Ohio.
Oh, yeah. Was that 2 years ago now?
They may have
East Palestine.
orchestrated a pair of hurricanes that we talked about this on a previous episode.
Hair. I thought it was like more of a 6-pack.
So, I mean, the land grab in the Appalachian area. And now California. So, I mean, something's going on. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Something happening here.
This is not a coincidence.
In 2025, this is going to accelerate the year of the snake. The year of the snake.
I feel like we need to start nail down some 2025 predictions here. We're kind of starting to get close to putting the pins in a few. Let's nail some down.
Yeah, things are going to get more fucked up.
That's very general. Yeah, I need just be more specific.
That's about as specific as it is.
Things are gonna be fucked up, man.
So the last year of the snake was 2013. Each snake year has a different element, just like we talked about before, which gives it different flavor and meaning. The wood snake is charming, intelligent, and creative, but also secretive, cunning, sometimes ruthless.
And what determines what the year of the animal is?
Well, this is the Chinese zodiac. You have to look into it.
What's that based off of?
So what will the year of the wood snake bring for us? Let's find out. So this is the wood snake. I don't remember what the dragon was.
You sure this is the wood snake?
That's what this is. I'm just going by this article. This is the ChineseZodiac.org.
Discounted Netflix subscriptions.
So that's saying wood. So you can verify this. Let's see here.
Nope.
On the positive side, the snake represents wisdom, knowledge, intelligence, intuition, and creativity. Snakes are also associated with good luck, prosperity, fertility, longevity. In some legends, snakes are considered to be divine messengers or guardians of the sacred places. Snakes are also revered for their ability to shed their skin and renew themselves, symbolizing transformation and rebirth. On the negative side, the snake represents cunning, deception, jealousy, and temptation.
That doesn't tell me anything.
Snakes are often portrayed as enemies or rivals of other animals, such as the dragon or the tiger. Snakes are also feared for their venomous bite, which can cause death or illness. In some stories, snakes are depicted as evil or demonic creatures that can harm or seduce humans.
How does that relate to how we can apply that to what we can expect in the coming year?
We'll get to the predictions in a bit, but we're waiting for confirmation that it is the year of the wood snake. According to this article, it is. Predictions for the year of the wooden snake 2025. According to Chinese horoscope 2025, the year of the wood snake will be a time of tremendous opportunity, renewal, and potential.
Is this based off of like zodiac nonsense?
Well, Chinese zodiac. Because I don't know.
You're gonna have a hard time selling me on any of that kind of stuff.
Using the snake's wisdom and intuition, coupled with the inspirational and flexible nature of the wood element, we can anticipate a year of full of both challenges and opportunities.
And discounted Skittles prices.
That might be. So a
Without
lot
the
of
green
people,
ones.
think that the shit's going to hit the fan this year and the economy's going to collapse, and then we'll be buying things for $5, like in 2008, 2009, like properties and everything when everyone
$5.
crashed, something like that. Yeah. If this is true, I don't know. There's a bubble. There's definitely a bubble. Another key Chinese zodiac prediction for 2025 is that the year of the wood snake will be a time to think strategically and plan carefully.
These are very. This is like those shows where the guy says he can hear your dead relative. Oh my God, you either know somebody or know somebody who died who has letter E in their name. Oh my God, my friend's great grandpa Greg has letter E in his name.
Grandma's touching me.
Yeah. Stop
Hey,
it.
listen, I'm
I
just
said
reading the
above the
prediction.
pants only.
It's just what the sign says. The site says. So the year of the snake could be opportunities, and this is what it's saying. But there could be challenges as well. They're covering their bases, is what I'm saying here. All right. Well, it's good that it's a wood snake. I think there's metal and...
There's earth, metal, water, wood, and fire.
okay.
There's no the electric snake.
No. No electric eel. All right. So, armed with the knowledge of the snake, what else do we think is going to happen this year? Peace or war?
Alien disclosure.
You think disclosures this year? Oh, wow. We've got it here. Dub Stench
I
is
think
predicting disclosure.
I'm going to say a big that or like a very significant step towards it.
What would be significant in your opinion?
I don't give me some for instances.
Okay, so full disclosure would just be coming. The government comes on and says, yes, we know they're around, they're here, they've been here for a long time. Okay, that's full disclosure, right? And you're saying something that is maybe not that.
Like a landmark.
Okay,
where we are
so
now.
massive craft, broad daylight, zooms into like
Something where the government says, yeah, that's not ours, that's from space, and we're fucked.
right.
Something to that effect.
so that would be the beginning of the fake alien invasion, in my opinion.
Right. I think there's going to be big steps towards a new world order this year.
All right, this is it. This is the year they go for it.
Dubstep predictions, 2025.
All right. What do you think, Mongoose? That on track with your predictions?
I don't know.
Not.
You don't know.
Not.
I'm taking a Zen approach to this year.
Not. Not.
The robot not.
Oh, that was alien
Well,
transmission.
I'm surprised Mongoose isn't being bold with his predictions.
Well, I didn't write any down.
He's being more
You
reserved
never
this
write
time.
anything.
I mean, the truth is that when I look into my scrying ball, I cannot see anything beyond this year.
Okay. Oh no.
It could mean that the world ends this.
Can we crowdfund a Magic 8 Ball that we will use from
Yeah.
us, from you guys, our listeners, for us to gather what's happening in 2025?
Yeah, we should create the special mega 8-ball that has actual predictions in it.
With a 3-month free subscription to our VPN
Right,
service.
that's right. You can roll the Magic 8-ball as well. Oh man. All right. Well, I think so. In terms of war, this is a tough one because you can definitely see they're trying to do the terrorist thing again, but they're also seeing that it's not getting the response they hope for. So they're either going to have to come out with like just a, flat out tell us, this is what's happening and we just have to act and ignore the population if it doesn't go along with it. That could be one option. Or they're going to have to try the bigger, bolder, Southwest flavor of some sort of alien or massive false flag that who knows what's going on. Who knows what's going on? I still say that the Las Vegas shooting that happened back in, 2016 or 17, that I think was a botched false flag. I think something like that's going to be coming for sure.
Why do you think it was botched?
Well, it got fucked up. It wasn't supposed to be the guy getting caught and, killing himself, which he probably was shot by someone else. They were going to blame it on, some terrorist insurgency or some shit like that. But then why it was botched is my personal belief. Although it could have been a mistake that they fucked up. My personal belief is someone thought Trump couldn't be trusted with a false flag moment like 9/11. And so they called in, their other operatives to interrupt it. But if you listen to some of the eyewitnesses from that event, they said there were like black helicopters and multiple firing positions. Like it wasn't just this dude with the bump stock, that we were told about. And so the whole thing was meant to be like some sort of massive, like, probably terrorist attack is what they were going to say. And then it got turned in by someone. That's my personal belief. And then it got ended. But that's just, I think they're going to come back full force. And it's either going to be terrorist or alien. I don't know. One of the two. Pick your poison. And
I think it's going to be terrorists.
it could be. It all depends if they want to play because they know the alien card's their last card. They can't, once they do that, they can't go back. The population is going to know there's quote unquote aliens.
Well, most of the countries already accepted of that.
No, I know,
At
but
this point,
but
right?
they've been claiming ignorance. So if they do the false alien invasion, they can never go back from that. They can't say, just kidding, it was not a really alien.
Right, but if it's an invasion where they're the enemy,
yeah, it's going to be perpetual war.
From their perspective, that's the best way to approach it.
I know, but do they want to pull it now? That's the thing. Do they want to pull it?
At this point, it's kind of it's piss in the ocean at this point.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So Mongoose thinks it's going to be a terrorist attack. You're thinking alien invasion. I'm on the fence. I don't know.
Fake alien
I think it's going to be a terrorist attack by actual terrorists.
Well, I mean, even if that happens, that's from us. It's the American government doing it.
No, I think the thing with national borders, I think that's done with.
But you think that the American government is actually planning and orchestrating it and like has a direct
Correct.
hand in the.
Correct.
Whereas I disagree with that. I think that they're enabling it and letting it happen.
Yeah, well, we fund the terrorist organizations. It's the same thing.
It's like making it happen or looking the other way.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing.
Well, yeah, we are sending $40 million, like what, a week to the Taliban?
Well, not just that, Al Qaeda. Well, it's being rebranded. It's now called whatever the hell
Hey,
they.
whoever we want.
I mean, it's some of this stuff is speculation, but the $40 million a week to the Taliban is.
Well,
We have government officials admitting that.
Well, we fund the Syrian whatever they're called, but that's Al Qaeda. They've been rebranded whatever the hell their name is now. So
Al Qaeda still exists. So
Yeah,
does
but-
ISIS, and so does the Muslim Brotherhood. But the Muslim Brotherhood did not. They weren't created by the CIA. They came to they were orchestrated, or they came to power, I guess you could say, organically. So the CIA may have created Al Qaeda. They may have created ISIS.
yeah,
But these terrorists, they have a mind of their own. They hate America, and so
Well-
with the funding,
well they don't.
they
hate
were
America.
sending them with the power that the U.S. government has invested these three-letter agencies in some of these terrorist organizations. New terrorist organizations come to power, and they're not beholden to the American government. We're just allowing this to happen.
Well, when I say that they're funded, so it doesn't matter if we start them or not. We fund them. So we fund whatever that Syrian rebel force is. It's basically Al Qaeda. It's been rebranded to whatever the fuck they're calling it now, and it's a diverse. They're more. What is it called? They're more like DEI.
yeah,
or something.
but some people may be part of Al Qaeda and then form another, but they don't just rebrand themselves. Al Qaeda still exists. Al Shabaab that operates in Africa, they're not Al Qaeda, so you can't just conflate these different terrorist organizations.
trying to
and
say
that
this-
they're all controlled by the U.S. government. That's not a fact.
Well, they're funded. So control is a
they're
tough
funded.
word.
They're funded indirectly. We fund the Taliban. The Taliban is sharing money because they're all cooperating. There's like 14 terrorist organizations right now.
But
that-
first let me get
that
this
all
name.
Now, I know a
supposedly
guy who can help
have
with all this. Marty Bird.
operatives. There are 14 organizations that all supposedly have terrorist operatives within the United States because we let our southern border be wide open.
So the someone help me out here. I don't know what the name of the Syrian group that took over the Syrian government. Whatever they're called, it is Al Qaeda. So you have to look into it.
That's part of Hamas, isn't it?
And so basically ISIS now rules Syria. Now, this is going to blow up in our face, but here's the funny thing. So when you say they hate America, they don't really hate America. What they hate is the fact that we fund the continued destruction of the Middle East. So but what's funny is these terrorist groups never attack Israel. They only attack people in the area other than Israel or us. Isn't that weird? They're always
They
That's
didn't.
out of
So
religious respect.
they didn't fly in, gliders on October 7th.
that
They
was
didn't-
the Palestinians. That was the Hamas. That's different. We're not talking about that. We're
So
talking about
Hamas is a terrorist organization.
resistance.
multiple religions that
Resistance-
consider Israel as a holy land.
Well,
A
Muskrat, you can go put a towel on your head and you can wave the
resistance-
Palestinian flag all you want.
So,
but
so if you're in a open air prison, you are expected to try to free yourself from such thing, and that is different than what we're talking about with ISIS, Al Qaeda, etc. But those groups never go after the group that they supposedly can't stand, but they'll attack us or other Muslim countries. Isn't that weird? I'm just saying it's a little weird. It's a little
I
weird.
just think this is a very broad generalization.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I'm just saying it's weird. It's weird.
It's a follow the money kind of thing.
Exactly. Yes.
And I think it's interesting too. Everybody is like, it's the American government. I mean, everybody's saying it, right? It's our three-letter agencies. Don't trust the American government. All the American citizens are saying it's the United States government. U.S. government's to blame. It's our own fault. Blah 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 blah. If you think larger picture, if you want to destroy the United States of America, that has the world's most powerful economy, generally speaking, historically, and the world's greatest military, you can't defeat the United States by military force. You can't defeat the United States economically. You defeat it by crippling it from within. And I think that's what's happening right now.
Well, we're doing that to ourselves. But
Well, see, that's what they want you to think.
I mean, we are. Our society is falling apart.
If you want to destroy the United States, you make people think that their own government is a problem and you got to overthrow your government. So, I think that's where we are.
That's there's always the elites always want you to be against that because it causes internal strife. So that's fine. I get that. That's true.
So I think China, I think Russia, I think these BRICS nations, I think these terrorist organizations with the Taliban, maybe the Palestinian, Hamas, I think they're all, Iran, of course. I think this is a large power play to destroy the United States from within. Well, weaken it at least.
Well, the United States is not the most powerful military. We don't ever fight anyone that's, like us.
Well, that's all going to start changing too. What we got, the Gulf of Mexico's going to start turning to the Gulf of America.
The Gulf of America, yes.
Canada's going to turn into America.
Yeah, and what Ukraine has shown us, and this is why I'm on the fence of if the Ukrainian war will really be ended, because some say Trump will end it, but others say that we can't accept the embarrassment of NATO losing a conflict against Russia, because the moment we step back and allow Russia to win, we're saying that basically we could not handle it.
Well, I don't think there's any guarantee that we're a member of NATO in the next 4 years.
Sure, no. But I'm just saying, there's a group of people that think we just can't take that, and so Trump will not be able to back out. I don't know. We'll see. But what this has shown us, this conflict has shown us, is that the Russian military has way more effectiveness than our. We thought we were the top dog, but we've hit so much hubris. Our military technology is horrible compared to the Russians.
I disagree. I think that's a generalization as well.
Well, just look at the missile defense. The S-400 is the most advanced missile defense system that we're aware of.
That's what Russia wants.
No. Look at the effectiveness. Look at how it is compared to ours. So we've seen ours tested in whether it's Ukraine or Israel. It does not hold up. And guess what? You're paying way more for American weapons than Russian. And guess what just happened? A country just bought a Chinese battery of missiles because they're even cheaper than Russia's.
Well, how do you know that's true, though? I mean, these are just stories that you're reading in one media.
I'm listening to generals, the guys that you think aren't worth listening to, but the ex-military from America, which says that the military industry of Russia has outdone us for a while because we're too corrupt. All we do is take tons of money and funnel it to our...
So you're willing to say that the United States government is funding terrorism on its own citizens or doing all these false flags, but then you blindly listen to all these generals that you say. So, I mean,
they've got the
you're
assessment.
Picking and choosing what you want to believe.
No. Listen,
and I think that's what they want
What
us
I'm
to do.
saying is I do not know, personally, the effectiveness of our missiles versus theirs. But I'm going to listen to the people that have been in the military.
These are just the stories that they want us to hear through one channel or another.
Well, if you listen to
and
mainstream...
by the way, the Gulf of America, I came upon this the other day. We all laugh at it. We think it's retarded, but it's actually kind of genius because Biden is outlawing executive order, or maybe, I don't know what he's doing exactly, but he wants to outlaw offshore drilling, including the Gulf of Mexico.
So by changing the name of it,
if Trump renames it, he might have an avenue to circumvent
that. Can't be that simple. That can't be that simple.
If that's true, and some people have speculated that that's why. I mean, see, these are just
if that
things.
works, genius. If not,
yeah,
really.
Well, we don't have the ability other than on our own maps to rename the Gulf of Mexico, but whatever. Anyways,
Naming it the Gulf of Fart.
So no, what? So the thing that we have to realize, and again, yes, mainstream media will tell you that we're the best at everything, but that's what everyone tells us. We're hubristic. So Russia has caught up way beyond our military capabilities. I can't say if every piece of their technology beats all of ours. I'm not saying that. But in key areas, we are just overpriced bloatware. And the reason that we've done this is because our whole system has turned to garbage. The Boeing planes falling apart, missile systems falling apart. We only care about profit. We don't care about actually executing properly. We used to care about being the best. Now we just care about making money. That's it. That's the only thing.
I just think that's the story that we're led to believe.
Well, we've seen corporate America. That's all they care about. They don't even care if the product is good.
Generally, I agree with you. I'm just saying that I don't trust anything that you hear, whether you want to believe it or not.
Well, I'm looking at.
How do we know? So, like, my point is, like, if you can't do anything about it, don't worry about it.
I'm just saying.
I'm prepping. I'm training. That's my 2025. I'm gonna worry about trying to get ready for what's on the horizon. So.
I'm just saying, if we go up against an actual real military, because we haven't fought a real military since World War II. If we go up against a real military, yeah, if we go up against a real military, we're not going to have the outcome we think we're going to have. So we can fight people with degraded, armies, and we can blow people up all the time. But
I mean, our defense spending budget is
insane.
More than the next top 10 military budgets in the world.
Right.
So
and we don't get anything out of it.
If you add the top, besides the United States, if you add the top 10 military budgets across the world, they are still dwarfed by the military expenditures of the United States.
Correct.
Well, not even military,
and so you're,
but like
you're telling me that the United States doesn't have the capability to go
hole.
and
well, with the black budget stuff, we do have the advanced stuff that's not on the table, but that's the secret stuff.
Well, we could assume that's military.
And you don't think the U.S. would pull out the
well,
secret?
they might.
Small percentage
That's the
of that
alien
would be-
invasion again. That's the alien invasion again.
Again,
Boom.
you don't beat the United States militarily. You beat it by causing mass. You cause it by getting people to fight from within.
Well, yeah.
You get it by causing people to freak out and wildfires in California,
Disrupt communication.
hurricanes up through the Appalachians.
But that's not the foreign countries. That's our own country. We want the people to be
How do you
destroyed.
know? How do you know?
Because
it's
it
Who's to
plays.
say, really?
Because it plays into the elite's hands.
Here's what I suggest for the
I
next
think you're
podcast
being
topic.
played.
Next podcast topic, we outline exact world takeover scenarios. For
If we
2025.
make it to the next month, because you're saying
I don't
the 120.
Well, I'm
I
not
keep
saying
saying it's
it's like,
420.
I'm not saying it's game over after on the 20th. I'm just saying something super jacked up's going to happen.
All right.
We'll still have our February podcast, no problem.
All right. We'll have the next podcast. So the podcast will
guarantee that.
exist. At least one more.
I promise this. This part of my 2025 predictions. Put that on my.
All right. So that's the military diagnoses as much as we've got for now. What other things are going to happen? Who's the prediction of the Super Bowl? And do not say who do we think is going to win?
Chicago Bulls.
I don't know. I'd like to see Bills Lions is what I think it's going to be.
All right.
It's going to be Bills Lions, and maybe the Lions win.
That would be amazing to see Bills Lions. I would be so enthused to see that game. That would be.
But I mean, it could be honestly, I don't even know who the fuck played today. I wasn't paying attention.
The Ravens tonight.
Ravens and I don't know.
Their night game. They're coming up.
I couldn't care less.
Yeah, but I mean, the Ravens are a totally within they're good. They could be in the Super Bowl.
The Ravens.
Yeah, the Chiefs, obviously. Chiefs.
Jeez, don't you-
As long as Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce,
That's what I don't want
they're
to
the
hear.
front runner.
That's what I don't want to
I
hear.
thought Taylor Swift was a cyborg from the planet.
It probably is.
It doesn't matter. She sells like she's money.
She's money.
She's the best thing that ever happened to the NFL. Because now the Swifties are buying jerseys and shit.
Oh, it's so bad. So bad.
I have to go to the backyard.
You know what we need to cover, which I think I told you guys. No, maybe I didn't tell you this. I just watched a video about why the music industry sucks so bad, and we need to do a show in 2025 on this. I didn't know it was this bad. They'll take a chorus. If you have a chorus, they'll record it, and of course they do all the dumb shit, auto-tune, all that crap. And they'll copy-paste that as many times as they need that chorus in the song. It's like, fucking A, people, can't you play your damn song all the way through at the studio? Nope. It's just cut and paste all this shit, man. This is why music
I was actually just
sucks.
thinking about that. When look like listen to some song that I thought was pretty cool, and how simple it would be to have chorus, verse, but then have the last verse drag up there's so many like creative options. We don't. That's a whole. That's a podcast topic on its own. Don't get me started. Jesus.
All right, we'll try to get a recording. Actually, we have been trying to get a guy on here to talk about live sound engineering. We'll have to try to get that going because he has been coy. All right, anything else we got for the predictions on the Wood Snake 2025?
Nope. No, nothing I can speak of.
All right, well, those chimes are telling us it's time to get rolling. I'm going to finish my drink here. All right, this has been September. Why am I saying September? This is January 11th, 2025.
Quit living in the past, man.
Packing some bolts. Remember to keep packing those bolts. Until next time. See ya.
Real goat.